So, yeah, I got a random phone call on a Thursday afternoon asking if we would be able to light up the Hoover Dam. And
And you're like, yep,
I was like,
basic take.
sure. I mean, what are you trying to do? Give me the whole thing. And they're like, well, we're going to have a flag on it. They already had a rigging company. They just needed to know we could light it up, make it a wow factor. So I was like, yeah, but I need to know some details about this. Can I come out and take a look? They're like, yeah, we can meet you there in like 2 hours. So 2 hours after the phone call, I'm out at the Hoover Dam walking around looking at this thing, figuring out if we can do it.
Hello, and thanks for joining me for a special edition of Geese of Gear. This one kind of got thrown together pretty quickly. Occasionally a project comes along that is just different than the others. In some sense, it's more important, or it's just one of those things where you go, this one's special. And as soon as I saw what was going on, actually, I had gotten a call a little bit before it looking for some fixtures for it, but as soon as I saw it, I just thought, wow, this is like one of those pinch me moments for the guys who did it. And I am talking about the Hoover Dam project. If you haven't seen it yet, go Google it, look it up. These gentlemen lit up the Hoover Dam this week. They, I believe, turned it on Memorial Day or maybe the next day. They'll give us all the facts and stats and all the effort that went into it, but just spectacular. And we're going to share some images with you if you haven't seen them already. Otherwise, I just wanted to hear from them some of the challenges, because when you look at it, you realize that there are some significant challenges to doing this project, but also just the wow factor, how they felt when you kind of turned the lights on and just went, oh, it's just, again, it's a special one. So let's go ahead and bring on Andrew Gumper and Patrick Dierson and talk about the Hoover Dam project.
Well,
Yeah.
this is a particularly
So
crazy month or season for production. It was literally, just one thing after the next, after the next, after the next, and then this pops up.
yeah.
Yeah.
It really is crazy right now. Like, it just seems like you think, okay, we've sort of topped out the scale of these shows, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, like
It was
EDC
wild.
was insane.
Yeah,
EDC
they
was
went bigger
crazy.
than ever. FIFA is a big part of what's going on this, particularly this summer. But everybody's
Yeah,
that production process now.
yeah,
Gears just gobbled up, and the reserves of gear. I mean, I was literally just having a conversation with a vendor, and they we were talking about getting gear brought into the West Coast, and they said, "Well, we'll probably need to send it from the East Coast." Okay, fine. About 2 hours later, they said, "Listen, we can make the date, but the stuff you need's got to come in from London." And I was like, I beg your pardon. The
yeah.
trucking cost, and that's going to be a bit much. They go, we've got a way to pull it off, but we're literally at a point now where we're getting so tapped out. We're going to have to pull it from the European office.
Wow, Jesus,
So which is
that
great. I
is
mean, it's
ridiculous.
a good thing. We were on this podcast many times 5 years
Yeah,
ago.
what we're gonna
The
do?
opposite problem. Wondering
Yeah,
if we're going to survive. And as I've
yeah,
always
no,
said, I will take the pandemic over the recovery of the pandemic any year. Because
really?
oh my God, the recovery out of the pandemic was ridiculous because every producer wanted to get a production going to start recouping this massive loss for sometimes 3 years that people were
Or you'd rather be broke, drunk, and happy than busy as hell,
Well, the thing
money
was,
flying at you like crazy.
the pandemic sucked because we worked through the entire thing. We were one of the fortunate companies that cranked through that, and
Yeah.
it was insane up until when we hit 2020. My company, the activity, had its best financial year ever in the pandemic. And it was because I was so paranoid that we went into this immediate mode of helping our clients pivot their clients to other ways of doing things like webcast and broadcast,
Yeah.
which those in live events didn't really have any expertise on. And it just kind of got myself in over my head with all of the offers and
Yeah.
clients. So we were
Yeah.
just ranking stuff out. And then there was, of course, doing stuff for massive corporations where
Yeah.
something would happen at the last minute, they would cancel it and reschedule it for, 2 or 3 months later. And it was, of course, going to be one of those, well, you do realize you have to pay for this twice now, don't you? Like
Yeah.
doing double profit.
One of my favorite things about the pandemic was your bike rides through apocalyptic Las Vegas with the freaking GoPro on your head or whatever. Like I
Yeah.
was just blown away by that. Like, when are you going to ride a bicycle down the center of the Las Vegas Strip and there's nobody? Like,
It was
literally
incredible.
nobody.
I turned because I was one of the few of a few hundred people that lived on the Las Vegas Strip at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Nobody comes to the Las Vegas Strip for anything other than to be gambling and doing stuff. So when that
Yeah.
was gone, it was beautiful. All the birds came back to
It
the
was nuts.
lake. It was
But
fantastic.
it was
I
like a
turned it into
movie.
yeah, it was.
It was
I
like a
turned it into my
movie
private
filmed on
cycling
green
track.
screens or something, because you're never going to see an empty. How could you even film a movie and empty the Las Vegas Strip? You couldn't clear the strip. Like, you just
No,
can't.
there was
So
just no way to do it.
it
There was one night,
wild.
my neighbor in the apartment next to me, he's a finance guy. He hits me up. What are you doing? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, I'm sitting here with my wife doing shots. What are you doing? He goes, want to go for a bike ride? Yeah, let's go. Saturday night at 2 a.m. We throw helmets on with some flashers and we head out, start shooting down the strip. Well, they had turned off all the signs, all the LED signage, all of the signs, all the marquees and everything. It was pitch black. You come around Harmon Corner on Harmon and Las Vegas Boulevard, and it's just pitch black. We're doing wheelies in the dark down Las Vegas Boulevard.
That is
The
crazy.
only light was the flamingo neon was completely lit up and flashing and going. And we had pulled up to it. There was actually a couple of engineers that were walking around doing some work in the middle of the night. And I said, "Hey, what is it about this sign that you guys kept it going when everything else is turned off?" He said, "The dude that knows how to turn it off died 10 years ago. We don't know. All of the controls are behind a wall from new construction.
That is so
Everybody's
funny.
too scared to touch it because we're not sure we'll get it back on. So they said, screw it, just leave it on."
That is so funny. That's hilarious.
I was like, "How do you
Yeah.
change the neon?" He goes, "We got a very brave dude that does it live." He just goes for it.
Well, that, and then, what happened when they started sort of reopening the hotels and you got sort of the degenerate crowd for $19 a night or whatever it was,
Vegas was
bringing
rough.
their
Yeah.
six-pack of beer and loaf of bread to, Bellagio
That,
or whatever.
that got dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. I remember it. Yeah, I remember it. Your stories on our weekly Zoom calls were hilarious.
Yeah, the sheriff's meeting
Hilarious /
with the
sad.
resort managers was pretty spectacular when he
Yeah.
told
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
causing this issue. And he said something to the effect of, "My entire police force are dealing with domestic battery incidents of husbands and wives who are meeting each other for the first time and having lived with each other. We don't have
Oh
time
my
to come
God.
down to the strip and deal with this nonsense.
That is
You're on your
so
own."
freaking funny. That is funny.
Today's episode is brought to you by Mainlight, a trusted name in dry hire lighting and stage equipment rentals. Whether you're lighting a theater show, producing a major concert, or building out a broadcast set, Mainlight delivers the gear you need to make your vision a reality. They offer a massive inventory of the latest moving lights, control consoles, trusses, LED fixtures, and durable IP65 rated gear that's perfect for both indoor and outdoor environments. From small-scale productions to massive stadium tours, Mainlight is known across the industry as the partner you trust with the gear you want. But that's not all. Mainlight also offer new equipment sales from your favorite brands and used gear pulled direct from their rental fleet. Every used item is rigorously maintained and backed by a 60-day depot warranty, giving you confidence and value in every purchase. With 3 strategically located facilities in Teterboro, New Jersey, Wilmington, Delaware, and Las Vegas, Nevada, you get nationwide access and the responsiveness of a local provider. Explore their rental inventory, request a custom quote, or browse their sales offerings online today at mainlight.com.
So, Gumper, tell me how this project came together.
So, yeah, I got a random phone call on a Thursday afternoon, asking if we would be able to light up the Hoover Dam. And
And you're like, yep.
I was like,
Decent take.
sure. I mean, what are you trying to do? Give me the whole thing. And they're like, well, we're going to have a flag on it. They already had a rigging company. They just needed to know we could light it up, make it a wow factor. And now, mind you, I was scheduled to go on a red-eye flight that night to go back to the East Coast for a memorial service and some other stuff. So I was like, yeah, but I need to know some details about this, but can I come out and take a look? They're like, yeah, we can meet you there in like 2 hours. I'm like, all right. So 2 hours after the phone call, I'm out at the Hoover Dam walking around looking at this thing, figuring out if we can do it.
So, tell me this. So, why are you the one who always gets these calls? Like, why, if something is so bizarre and weird and monstrous and, just out of this world, why do they call Gumper? Like,
We're the ones that are known for the, crazy out there, just,
yeah,
yeah, we can do that.
you become famous for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, long story short, 2 hours later, I was out there looking at the place, figured out a whole plan on it, went back to the client, gave him some numbers. The next morning, they confirmed everything. And when I got back from my trip to the East Coast, I was out at the dam on that Monday morning looking for power. Because at that point, they decided rather than leaving it up for just one day, they wanted to leave it up all summer. And so
Yeah, they got no water anyway. So, what do you need a
well, I
dam
mean,
for?
yeah,
City's free.
yeah, the power out there is all, hydroelectricity off the dam.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
cost them a penny. So we found power for everything. And that Wednesday night, we were loading in. So we had about, 6 days of notice on this one,
Wow.
which is,
Let me ask you, because I've wondered ever since I saw the pictures of the project and stuff. Is this the same one you were calling me about for RGB sports lighters?
oh, yeah, that was one of the,
Funny.
like, wonder if I could
Funny.
find a few of those.
Yeah, funny. That's crazy. So you lit it up. When did it get turned on Memorial Day?
So we started loading in on the Wednesday prior to Memorial Day. It took us 2 days just to place fixtures. Everything had to be unloaded in cases on the street, ferried down elevators on carts, through tunnels, carried into places. Like it was a 2-day operation just to move, 500 something fixtures.
Yeah.
And then we
We're
started
talking some of these tunnels
Yeah.
are like 6 foot wide circles.
Round. Yeah.
Right? And round.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the movie The Fugitive
Yeah.
with Tommy Lee Jones, and they're running through that tunnel, and he's at
Yeah.
the end and he jumps, like that's what that is. You're going through
Yeah.
these tunnels. Most people don't understand on a circumference like that, you try to roll a single case, it starts doing this by nature.
Yeah.
So
The
your
wheels don't
forearms
like-
are burning by the time you get to the end of this 1,000-foot tunnel trying to put your, like a lighting console case through it, because everything just starts fishtail everywhere you go. It's just one of those weird things you don't think of.
Yeah.
But it's the
But
nature
so the call though, or the contract was like literally less than 7 days before you had to load it in.
Yeah, I mean, we
Load it
were,
out.
paperwork was sorted on that Monday when I was out there, finding power. And we were loading in Wednesday.
Jesus. And you just happened to have, how many fixtures was it? 500 fixtures? laying
little over
around?
500 with everything. Yeah, you know, used what we had in stock that was able to handle the throws.
Yeah.
Came up with a design and plan that would use them to the best of their ability,
Mm.
and just called Patrick, was like, "Hey, you want to light a dam?"
You got some time this week?
He's like,
Patrick's like,
yeah, sure.
"No, I don't have time."
no, but if I had to dream up two people who were going to do this job together, in short notice and even just the nature of the job, first of all, Gumper, because it's just big and stupid. And secondly, Patrick, because he's, Mr. America, but also he likes the big and stupid project too. So, you guys are like the perfect pair to be pulled together for this job. But what were the fixtures that ended up getting used?
It was a whole combination. Starting row was at the base of the dam. We just did a row of the Elation Paladins.
There was a lot of the elation
Yeah,
stuff.
mostly Elation fixtures, Paladins,
Yeah.
Proteus Maximus, Excaliburs.
Even the American DJ Hydros.
I had the Hydro spots that we used those for some long throw color wash.
Yeah.
And I, dragged a bunch of our old Raptors out just because I still had a pile of them. And they make a pretty good star pattern.
Yeah.
They really do.
Oh, is that what was doing the stars?
Yeah.
Yeah. At first, when I first saw the pictures, I was like, where are they projecting the flag from? Like, that is insane. And then I finally realized it's a real flag.
It's a real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to actually, I'm going to pull up some pictures because I want to share this with people so that they can kind of see what we're talking about, first of all. And maybe we can talk through some of these pictures too. Assume you can see this now.
I tried to give you a bunch of stuff that I had that.
Well, and I just kind of blended together what you and Gumper sent me. So
a lot of them I couldn't give you for reasons of national security, quite honestly.
Well, that never stopped you before. I'm kidding. So who's this? Who are these people?
This was the riggers.
That was not me and
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Yeah. Give me a beer first.
Stay grounded.
Yeah.
So yeah, the flag rigging came from Rock Force Rigging, local at Vegas. They brought in a whole bunch of rope access rappel guys that came and hung off the face of the dam and drilled holes and put in anchors. And
were they like, you want to do what?
They were begging to do it.
Oh, really?
One of those where, on a project like this, it's, keeping people from climbing over the wall was a hard thing, actually. Like everyone wanted to do it.
Yeah,
of course.
You got a team of alpha males ready to, like, this is what they do. They love being at height. And now you go, hey, you want to rappel off the side of Hoover Dam? Like, who the hell's not taking that game?
Yeah. Well, and who's not going to have that picture hanging up on your wall? Hey kids, look at daddy. Well,
that was what it was when Andrew called me. I was in the middle of a massive corporate show.
Yeah,
and that was back to back to back for 2 months on a bunch of these things. And I'm looking forward to Memorial Day weekend because I finally get a couple of days off, because I haven't had a day off in 3 or 4 months at this point.
Yeah.
He calls. Who's turning this down? I just turned to my wife and I said, I'm sorry. This is one of those, once in a lifetime gigs.
Yeah.
You don't say no to this. And
yeah,
and it's my American pride behind it too. She's just like, no, you have to be there. Go.
Yeah. Yeah.
But these guys are something else. You look at this shot. I don't care who you are, how many times you've done it. You look over a wall like that, and you're on a 1-inch rope. You're gonna find it pretty quick.
Yeah, no kidding.
It is intimidating.
No kidding. It reminds me. I when I was a kid, I was a mountain climber, and because I grew up in Western Canada. And I was part of the Boys and Girls Club, and I was 12 years old or something. And I remember our guide, who had actually climbed Yamnuska, the guy who was teaching us, or had climbed Everest. And we were on a mountain called Mount Yamnuska, and it had a pretty flat, very long face. And we had climbed an easy part of it because we were still pretty young and still learning. And then we had to rappel. And he goes, okay, here's what I need you to do. And I'm like, you want me to do what? Yeah, you just fall back.
Yep.
And I'm going, what? And there was never anything more exhilarating than that. It was just wild.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's such a cool feeling. So, but yeah,
this was also one of the things that, started to become concerning. So, we get into this process and, like bounce around a little bit talking about the different days, but we're now at a point where, in this picture, these guys are drilling into the dam, setting anchor points and things like that.
And who approved that? Like, who said it was okay to start drilling into this thing?
The people from the dam, I mean, I got to give them all the credit because without their support, this like would never have happened. I mean, getting around the dam is literally key card nightmare.
Yeah.
You can't even like if you get in you can't even call the elevator without a key card. But B, if you get in the elevator and don't have a key card, you're trapped in it.
Yeah.
The door doesn't open again.
Yeah,
like you can hit.
You can't even open
the door. It doesn't. It's not how that works. I mean, it's such a secure facility.
So, like, my first thing, I was like, we either need like 20 or 30 key cards, or I'm going to need people at all of these locations just to allow us access and let us do our thing. And they were like, yeah, we can't get key cards approved that fast, but how many people you need and where do you need them? And they were right there with us the whole time. I mean, access anywhere we needed. If I needed a power tie-in, they had electricians there. If something wasn't working or we needed, access to a new spot, what do you need? They were right on top of
it. So cool. So cool.
This happened and basically gave us keys. They gave us access to the entire place. It was amazing.
That is unreal. I don't know if you can even answer this, but was the client like the federal government?
No, so the client on this is actually the Las Vegas Visitors and Convention Authority.
Okay.
Through another
close enough.
Yeah. So I mean, they were the ones that pulled off the coordination between everything. And I mean, even to the point of like to sew the flag, we took over the entire Las Vegas Convention Center North Hall. Like it just laid out in the entire hall. I don't remember if I sent you that picture or not, but that's
a little bit of logistics that
no, you didn't send me that,
right?
Yeah.
Betsy Ross, this thing, you're going to need a bit of space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
how big was the flag exactly?
25,000 square feet.
Yeah. 150 by about 350.
Jesus. A big ass flag.
Yes.
Yeah. And so that's to go back to my point about the riggers, so we start the process and they get these anchors in, they set this whole system up. We've got winches that are going to do this very elaborate bridle system pull to grab an absolutely massive span of truss. The flag is attached. And
so you put truss up there first and then the flag hung from the truss?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And, and you start the process of trying to do this. Well, the winds kicked up quite considerably. We had a lot of weather concerns. And when you're taking something that massive and now it's blowing 30 feet off the Hoover Dam and slamming back into it, things get pretty hairy. And it's truly a dangerous situation. And so we've got these guys that are working through all of these problems, and there were a lot of unforeseen rigging challenges that came up.
Yeah.
Just how you pull this off. Those riggers had to work, straight through. We had one team that was easily well past a full 24 hours on site trying to do this. By the time I got there, left, slept, came back, it was the same guys. And we're at a point where I was chatting with them and I said, be able to at least get a fresh crew in. And they said, well, that's kind of the interesting problem. You got lots of guys that want to do this kind of thing, but you don't have lots of guys that can do this kind of thing, meaning rappelling off of something that
right
and doing work. He goes, there's only about a handful of people in the area that can do it, and they're already here. He goes, so we don't really have guys to go, we just got to rest them and make sure they're safe. And we're working against the clock.
Well, and then you also have to have guys who can pass security clearance and all of that stuff as well, I assume, right? So
to some degree, yes.
Yeah.
But in these guys were all, guys. We always joke about riggers being wild and doing crazy stuff. But the fact of the matter is, modern day riggers, as wild as they are, they're dealing with life and death every day. So
Jesus.
they're a lot more on the straight and narrow than we could give them the credit for.
Yeah. I mean, that flag looks small, and it's 150 by 350 feet or whatever. It looks small in this picture. That's how big.
Yeah, as you go through the shots, you're going to start seeing some more things up close and put it to scale, and you get an idea of, But that's the thing. When you see it from afar like this, the average tourist just catching this, you don't really understand the scale until you are on that wall looking down the thing.
Yeah, when you
course.
it's normal 600-foot rope doesn't actually reach the bottom. It's 700 foot tall.
Yeah.
Everything
Wild.
was scale, just insane.
Yeah. So the wash, the like blue and red wash was coming from what fixtures?
That's
the main wash. Oh, is it?
Yeah, across the bottom we had a row of paladins just to keep a nice even for probably the first 100 feet.
Yeah.
And then it was
mainly Excaliburs.
Yeah, Excaliburs and Proteus Maximus that kind of carried up from there.
Yeah. Where was the console? Like in this picture, like where was
we
front
actually,
of house?
We had 3 of them we had 1 at each of our main lighting positions.
Okay.
So there was one directly in front of the flag, basically.
Okay.
And then in this picture to the bottom left, the little bit of red down there, you see that there was a console on that side. And then on the other side, where those windows are, basically, was another console.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything was networked together.
Yeah.
And we had fiber between everything, and it was the only way to do it, because otherwise trying to focus when you can't see what it's what it's doing is kind of dead.
So there's truss at the top of this flag, and then what holds it at the bottom?
So they had did some vertical lines and D-rings behind the flag.
Okay.
And so think of it almost like, window shades just riding on cables.
Yeah.
The truss pulled it all the way up, and then it rode on the cables to keep it in place. And then at the bottom, there was some more tensioning lines.
Basically rollers.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Because it's a significant, this is the other thing that most people don't understand about Hoover Dam. You can kind of see it in this shot, because it's one of the most difficult things and we actually couldn't truly overcome the challenge of this sort of black shadow line that you're seeing just above the flag, right? So the dam is quite 3-dimensional. It's a bit of a roller coaster, where the bottom section of it is much deeper than the top. And we just couldn't get lights far enough away and elevated to get above that shadow line. So it's one thing that we could not overcome.
Yeah, because the other thing for this, like, since the lighting's in there for the next 6 weeks minimum, like, we can't put it in public areas. You can't, even like some of the parking lots, like we could have put stuff up there, but the power wasn't available there. Like, you're kind of limited in where you can throw stuff from.
Yeah.
It's surprisingly limited power drops, but completely unlimited power.
Yeah.
If you can find a place to plug something in, you can run it forever.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to point out, it's very important. These shots that you're seeing right now, this one in particular, this is something that we weren't open to the public here. This is basically a closed site. The whole park is shut down, and we're actively working. And the reason I say that is that this completely breaks American flag etiquette in how we're actually projecting onto it, changing the color of it. there were very specific rules. Obviously, anybody
Oh, I had
studied the
no
flag
idea.
and
I had
the
no idea.
military, you're going to know that you've got some very specific rules to how it gets done. And it was also part of the biggest challenge. So that you see where the flag is in this picture was as high as we could safely get it for Memorial Day, where they would be doing a press conference with the governor of Nevada and in Arizona, and a lot of dignitaries and county commissioners, things like that. We had to race because we had lit the flag to be in a position much higher. So all
Yeah.
that red above the flag there
Yeah.
was white, because the flag's
I
supposed to
see.
be 100 feet higher than where it is. And
Oh.
day of, it couldn't be done safely. We were going to be risking lives. And
So is the flag higher now?
it will be.
It will be.
Oh, it's not yet. Oh.
Yeah, it's actually, so after Memorial Day, it came down for 2 days. Last night, the guys were back out there working on doing some reinforcements and cleaning of the face wall. They discovered there's actually a lot of like stuff sticking out of the face of the dam,
Yeah.
rebar, nails, just stuff from the build. So they spent last night 8 guys with grinders literally on the face of the dam cleaning it
Jesus.
to try and make the thing slide up and down without getting snagged easier.
Yeah, there was
Yeah,
a
you
lot
don't want to
of
tear a
challenges.
flag that big,
Yeah.
obviously. Yeah, that could
And
be
so-
problematic.
So given the limited amount of time we had after this press event to the time the sun comes up, because this is now officially an active attraction, the America's 250th, we had to do a light show. And so what you're seeing here is the flag is still up, but I'm racing against the clock to just get all new looks to create and relight the wall as if the flag's not there, because it was not going to be there. And
Yeah,
so we
basically,
set
yeah.
some
The
up.
plan was the flag was always there, and then it was okay. It's got to be down for 2 days, but the light show's got to continue. So
Interesting.
Just want a big white blotch in the center of things, not
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
To make it
This picture blew my mind when I saw
This was the
one.
official
This
press
is-
release.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like that's the money shot right there.
yeah.
That is. So was that your drone, or was that somebody else in a drone, or a helicopter, or who got
This
this
is
shot?
actually walking on the bridge that's right there.
Oh, yeah.
This is
Right.
the overpass bridge to
Yeah.
Arizona,
Yeah.
because it used to be back in the day, the road you're seeing in this picture was how you traveled to get to Arizona
Right.
through that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
remember
so
that.
Now that's shut down. It's only a Hoover Dam attraction road, and they have the real overpass.
Delicate Productions. Since 1980, Delicate Productions has mastered the art of lighting, audio, and video in high-energy live settings, from iconic music festivals to global tours, corporate launches, award shows, sporting events, and beyond. For Delicate, the only way to get it right is to get it just right. With precision, creativity, and full-service production capabilities, they turn bold visions into moments that linger in pop culture's subconscious. Need a single touring partner to handle audio, lighting, video rigging, and production design? Delicate delivers it all flawlessly. Located in the greater Los Angeles area and part of the Live Events Productions Network, Delicate has access to a deep nationwide inventory of gear and is powered by a highly skilled team amplifying your tour's full potential. Whether you need rigging, production design, or end-to-end show management, they deliver it all seamlessly. And it doesn't end there. Delicate delivers a full 360-degree production experience by teaming up with sister company Pyrotechnico, experts in fireworks, special effects, and drone light shows. Together, they create truly immersive, multi-sensory experiences that elevate every show. Visit delicate.com to see how unforgettable events get made. That's delicate.com, where technical brilliance meets creative impact.
This was another one that I really liked. I like all the pictures.
Yeah.
You're incredible.
It was interesting, man, to be given access to it the way the general public never gets to see.
Yeah.
Was pretty wild. The technology, the the tooling that they have there for doing their own lathing and milling for these massive turbines. I mean,
Yeah.
it's an engineering geek's dream. Just kind of.
Have they ever lit it before?
Never.
Yes. No.
Well,
Yes. It's
never.
been done in the past. They projection mapped it once, many years ago. And I think that got pulled off, but was a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's a very, very challenging environment.
Yeah.
Because it's just massive, and it's not the climate is not forgiving. Your weather conditions, the weather conditions it creates, winds blowing in and getting trapped in that canyon, and how things move, just from that. And then you got all the creepy crawlies that are out there, because there aren't a lot of natural predators in the area. So the joint's just full of crickets and bugs and spiders.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and everyone just thinks Las Vegas, desert, hot all the time, no wind, no nothing. It's just perfect weather, right?
So the
Oh,
winds are insane out here. I mean, and the past 2 weeks in particular, it got
Yeah.
really bad. I mean, EDC had to shut down a few stages on their final.
Yeah. Yeah. James was telling me that. He was telling me about that.
The roof of the pedestrian bridge at what the heck do we call our airport now? Harry Reid Airport, collapsed with the winds.
Really?
Yeah, about 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, it was just shortly after the last flights were able to get out, and then they started canceling flights that were going out because the winds were so bad. And for them to cancel flights because of wind, for commercial airlines, it's pretty significant.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what a cool project. So, um, have you guys been interviewed, or was just like whoever was responsible for the project, they were doing all the interviews and stuff?
Yeah,
It
there
was-
were interviews on site.
Yeah, they
Oh, were they?
interviewed a bunch of people on site.
They put a documentary together.
Yeah,
of the-
Are they?
So,
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So this is going to be there for the 4th, obviously.
that's the goal.
that's the goal.
Yeah.
Yes. And then we'll see, because given their appetite thus far, it may extend all the way to Labor Day.
Oh, really? They were pretty happy with it, I would guess.
No, yeah, everyone was thrilled with it. I mean, the governors both loved it. Everyone that stood at the base of the flag there, like it was almost a blessing in disguise that it didn't go all the way up, because when you stand at the bottom of it and look up and it's right there and continues all the way up, it was pretty impressive.
I think I
Yeah.
have a picture of it myself.
Yeah.
There's a shot of us standing there. And
I mean, you got
some
Tweedledee and
scale.
Tweedledum there, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I took that picture out because no, because I'm going to use it for the thing.
I want to
Hang
show
on,
off my
sorry.
4 a.m. Amazon purchase.
Is that what?
What's that?
The shirt I
Oh,
had.
your shirt? Yeah. Yeah, that was a special shirt. That's a special shirt, Andrew.
That was 4 a.m. 2 nights before, going, I need something for this.
Well, and Dierson, your Captain America shirt is pretty understated for you.
Well, it's just got a small little American flag on the front. And
Yeah.
on the back, it is the logo of the new Department of War.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Those are the Department of War shirts.
Oh, cool.
But
Cool.
this gives you an idea of the scale of this thing. You start looking at the back. There's a worker back there in orange. And he's
Yeah, I
tiny
see him.
speck compared to
Yeah, no, it's huge. It's huge.
So
That-
where
that
he
bowl
is
huge.
was kind of the sweet spot for all of our press and dignitaries.
Yeah.
We all came down and took shots, looking
So
at that. It was just
that's I assume that wall is concrete, right? It's some kind of
Yeah.
concrete or whatever. Does it light well? Like, does it, or does
It
it
did pretty
just
good.
take twice as much? Yeah.
yeah. It's
Some
like well,
surfaces obviously don't.
the tricky part is the staining on the wall. You'll see streaks, black streaks and stuff. That causes a lot of weirdness in color change.
Yeah.
So he's constantly tweaking
Yeah, you can't control like the evenness of the wash or whatever because of that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Not much you can do about that.
attitude of just walking in and going, "Great, we're just gonna throw stuff up and this will be nice and easy." And then you start getting into it, it's like, "Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. We gotta, like,
Yeah,
craft this to work," because at the end of the day, it's Old Glory. You know,
Yeah.
you have to represent it appropriately because 'cause you're doing so on behalf of the federal government, right? This is not
yeah.
just
When
this is
you know,
just
it's
some
really
little thing.
it's really nice that that's more meaningful to you than it is most people, Patrick. Like it's one of the things I like about you. Because a lot of people would be like, I don't give a shit. It's just another thing to light or whatever, right? And
Yeah, no,
I
I
think both
take
both
that
of you guys
extremely
both of you guys take it pretty serious. Yeah. No,
the
it's
flag
very
on my
cool.
front lawn is taken
Yeah.
seriously, you know, it's
Yeah.
done with ceremony, you know, and
Yeah.
how you're supposed to raise it, lower
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
deal
I
with
like
it.
that about you. I like that about you. So, I mean, this may not be the coolest project either one of you has ever done, but it's got to be in the list.
Oh, this is absolutely top 3, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just how many times you get to do something like this?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
was definitely one of those where I was like, this one, like the pictures from this are gonna, carry on forever, and I can show my kids, and it's
I was going to ask you, did you bring your boy out to see it, Gump?
not yet. I'm gonna bring him out probably in the next week or two.
Yeah. He'll get it.
Yeah.
Gotta get through the playoffs first.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Man, what the hell happened there, Andrew? You had quite a week. First you like the Hoover Dam and then the Knights win in 4 straight. Like what?
It was so game 3. I was supposed to be at the dam at 8 o'clock, and after the first period, I thought I was going to make it on time, but
Yeah.
And
then
I'm
we
standing
tied
there
it up in
twiddling
the
my
second.
thumbs, not knowing where the hell to go, and I'm like, "What's going on?"
He's at a hockey game.
With
Of
the
course.
governor, by the way.
Yeah,
He's there with Lombardo.
yeah, I ran
Yeah.
into him there. So.
Yeah. Well, you got an excuse, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's like, I think Las Vegas, I hate to say it, but they're one of those teams similar to like the Panthers, who they might back into the playoffs occasionally, but then they win. They're built to play in the playoffs. And, the President's Trophy is
The curse is
always
real.
gonna bite you. Yeah, it's always gonna bite you. So, I know it always did with me, like, the Calgary Flames would win the President's Trophy and then go out in the first round every year, so what are you gonna do? Well, guys, I appreciate you sharing this with me because, I really wanted to get something out there because so many people I talk to, like, again, James, my business partner, lives in Las Vegas. He generally pays attention to what's going on, and he was like, "What do you mean lighting the dam?" And I'm like, "You gotta be shitting me."
It was an easy
So I
Yeah.
showed him the pictures and he was blown away. He was like, "Oh my God, how did I miss that?" So
It was pretty spectacular.
yeah, if
Yeah.
you need somebody to ride shotgun with you to go out there one night or something, Dierson,
I was
grab him because
recommending.
he'll be thrilled because he's just gonna freak out when he sees that. So well, thanks guys. Have an amazing weekend and
You too. Thanks for having
I look forward
Oh,
to
thanks for
seeing what
having
this
us.
becomes. Yeah, yeah, cool. All right, guys. See you later.
And today's podcast is brought to you by Artistry in Motion. When it's time to make a moment unforgettable, Artistry in Motion delivers. Since 1994, they've been the go-to source for top-tier confetti and streamer special effects, turning ordinary events into explosive, show-stopping experiences. From concerts and TV productions to major sporting events and theme parks, they bring the wow factor with precision and creativity. So whether you need a massive stadium drop or a subtle, picture-perfect cascade, they make it happen on time, every time. Their team doesn't just supply confetti, they collaborate with show designers, event planners, and production teams to ensure every effect is camera-ready and crowd-approved. Want to take your next event to the next level? Hit them up, artistryinmotion.com, and let's make memories happen.